I bought this basil from the grocery store about a week ago, and honestly, I thought it was already dead. The leaves were all wilted and drooping. Some were turning black at the edges. It looked like it had been through a long journey and just gave up. Most people would have thrown it straight into the trash, but I decided to do something different. If you've ever bought fresh basil from the store, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. You bring it home, use a few leaves for dinner, and by day 3 or 4, the whole plant is sad, limp, and basically useless. It's frustrating, especially when you paid good money for it. I used to just accept it. I'd buy another one the next week and watch the same thing happen. But this time, I looked at that wilted plant and thought, what if I could save it? What if I could turn this one struggling plant into something more? So I took it to my kitchen counter and really looked at it. Most of the lower leaves were damaged, but a few stems still looked healthy. They had that deep green color and firm stems. Those were the ones worth saving. I grabbed a clean pair of scissors and carefully cut off all the damaged leaves and the weakest stems. I didn't want to waste any energy on parts that were already dying. Then I selected the best-looking stems, ones that had several sets of leaves and looked strong enough to survive on their own. Here's the important part. I made sure each cutting had at least 2 or 3 leaf nodes. That's where the new roots are going to come from. I removed the lower leaves so they wouldn't sit in the water and rot, and I left just a few leaves at the top. Then I took a clean glass, filled it with room temperature water, and placed the cuttings inside. I made sure the bottom nodes were fully submerged, but the leaves stayed above the water. I put the glass on a windowsill where it gets bright, indirect light, not harsh direct sun, because that can stress the cuttings too much at this stage. And then I waited. At this point, I honestly didn't know if it was going to work. I've had supermarket basil die on me plenty of times before, but I figured I had nothing to lose. The worst that could happen was I'd end up throwing it away later anyway. Over the next few days, I checked on it every morning. I changed the water every 2 days to keep it fresh and clean. I didn't add any fertilizer or anything fancy, just clean water and patience. And that's where I'll leave you for now. Because what happened next is when things started to get really interesting. For the first few days, nothing much seemed to happen. The cuttings just sat there in the water, looking the same as when I put them in. I'll be honest, I started to wonder if I had done something wrong. But I kept changing the water every 2 days like I planned, and I made sure they were getting good indirect light. Then, on about the 5th or 6th day, I noticed something. I was changing the water like usual, and when I looked closely at the bottom of the stems, I saw tiny white bumps starting to form. At first, I thought it was just some kind of residue, but when I looked even closer, I realized those were the beginnings of roots. That moment honestly made me way more excited than I expected. It's one thing to read that basil can root in water. It's another thing to actually see it happening with your own eyes, especially on a plant that looked half dead just a week earlier. Over the next few days, those little white bumps grew longer and started branching out. Some of the cuttings developed roots faster than others, which is completely normal. By day 10 or so, most of them had a nice little cluster of white roots, some of them already an inch or 2 long. At that point, I knew it was time to move them into soil. I didn't want to leave them in water too long, because the roots can get weak if they stay in water forever. I prepared a few small pots with good quality potting mix, nothing fancy, just a light, well-draining mix that I already had for my other herbs. I made small holes in the soil with my finger, gently placed each cutting inside, and carefully covered the roots. I pressed the soil down lightly around the stem to hold it in place, then gave each pot a good watering until the water drained out from the bottom. After planting, I put all the pots back on the same windowsill where they had been rooting. I wanted to keep the transition as smooth as possible. For the first week or so after planting, I kept the soil consistently moist, not soaking wet, but never completely dry either. This helps the new roots adjust to soil instead of water. I also made sure they were still getting bright, indirect light. Direct afternoon sun can be too harsh for freshly planted cuttings, so I was careful about that. What surprised me during this stage was how fast the cuttings started to perk up once they were in soil. Within just a few days, the leaves that had looked a little sad started standing up straighter, and I could see new growth beginning at the top. It was at this point that I realized something important. Saving the plant was only the first step. If I wanted these new plants to actually become productive and bushy instead of tall and spindly, I was going to need to do one more thing. Once the cuttings were settled in their pots and starting to grow, I could have just left them alone and been happy that I saved them. But I wanted more than that. I wanted these plants to actually become productive, full, bushy, and giving me plenty of leaves, instead of growing tall and skinny with just a few leaves at the top. That's when I remembered something important about basil. It responds really well to pruning. If you just let it grow naturally, it tends to get leggy and produces fewer leaves. But if you pinch or cut the growing tip at the right time, the plant sends out side branches and becomes much bushier. So about 2 weeks after planting, when the cuttings had put on some new growth and looked strong enough, I decided to do my first round of pruning. I looked for the main growing tip on each plant, the very top where new leaves were forming. Using clean scissors, I cut just above a set of leaves, removing about the top inch or so of the stem. It felt a little scary at first, cutting off the top of a plant I had worked so hard to save. But I knew this was the right thing to do. Within just a few days, I started seeing new growth appearing from the leaf nodes below where I had cut. Instead of one main stem growing upward, the plant was now putting energy into growing side branches. I repeated this process on all 10 plants. Some of them needed it more than others. The stronger ones especially benefited from being cut back early. After the first pruning, I waited another couple of weeks and did a second, lighter pruning on the new growth. This helped the plants fill out even more and become nice and bushy. One thing I want to mention here, a lot of people are hesitant to prune because they're afraid of hurting the plant. I get it, I felt the same way at first. But with basil, pruning is actually one of the best things you can do to encourage more growth. The key is to cut above a leaf node and not to take off more than about 1/3 of the plant at a time, especially when the plant is still young. I also made sure to give the plants the basic care they needed after pruning. They were still on the windowsill getting bright indirect light for most of the day. I watered when the top inch of soil felt dry, and every couple of weeks I gave them a light feeding with a balanced liquid fertilizer diluted to half strength. Nothing heavy, just enough to support new growth. What I noticed after pruning was pretty dramatic. The plants that I pruned became noticeably bushier and had way more leaf surface than the ones I left alone. The leaves themselves also seemed to grow larger and more flavorful. It was clear that this simple step made a big difference in how productive these plants would eventually become. At this point, I had gone from one dying supermarket basil plant to 10 healthy, well-shaped plants. But the real proof was still to come when I compared what I started with to what I had now. If you've been following along, you already know where this story started, with one sad, wilted basil plant in the grocery store that looked like it was on its last legs. But here's what that same plant looks like now. What started as a few small cuttings in a glass of water has turned into 10 healthy, bushy basil plants. Some of them are already bigger and fuller than the original plant I bought. The leaves are deep green, the plants are full of side branches, and I've already been harvesting from them for weeks. Looking back at the photos I took when I first brought that plant home, the difference is honestly pretty shocking. The original plant had limp, drooping leaves and weak stems. Now I have 10 strong plants that look like they belong in a proper herb garden. It's one of those before and after moments that makes all the waiting and careful steps feel completely worth it. The best part is that this didn't require any special equipment or expensive supplies. I used a pair of scissors I already had, a clean glass, some tap water, a few small pots, and basic potting mix. That's it. No fancy rooting hormone, no grow lights, no complicated setup. Just simple steps and a little patience. I also learned that pruning really does make a huge difference with basil. The plants I pruned became much bushier and gave me way more leaves than the ones I left to grow on their own. If you take one thing away from this whole process, let it be this: don't be afraid to cut your basil. It actually thanks you for it by growing more. Now I have fresh basil whenever I want it. I've been making pesto, adding it to pasta, and even freezing some for later. And the best part? I didn't have to keep spending money at the store every week. If you've ever bought basil from the grocery store and watched it die after just a few days, I really hope you'll try this. It's one of the most satisfying and low-risk gardening experiments I've done. Even if only half of your cuttings make it, you're still coming out ahead. You can do the same thing with other supermarket herbs too. Mint, rosemary, oregano, and even some types of thyme all root well in water. Once you get comfortable with basil, it's easy to expand to other plants. So if you have a sad-looking basil plant sitting on your counter right now, don't throw it away just yet. Grab a pair of scissors, a glass of water, and give it a chance. You might be surprised at how many new plants you can grow from something you almost gave up on. Thank you so much for watching. If you try this method, I'd love to hear how it goes for you. Drop a comment below and let me know. And if you found this helpful, please give the video a like and subscribe for more real gardening experiments like this one. I'll see you in the next video.